Hi everyone, I'm recording this from my own living room. Actually, I'm sitting at my kitchen counter where Bill and I eat dinner almost every night. Just joining you as you have shared a meal and enjoyed your table together. And so I join you from my own table, and I'm so happy to do so. Tonight we're talking about Jesus as the way. I think at times we think of it as Jesus as the way or the only way. And Diana certainly addresses this in her chapter that those of you who had the time to read it this week encountered. And I would like to just say the emphasis of this chapter is not on the word the way, but on way. Jesus says the way. The way, and not in a dogmatic or tightly knit together system of thought that is airtight and wrapped up in certainty. And certainly Diana talks about that part of her life where she clung so much to certainty. And isn't that part of our human condition to want to cling to that which is certain? And she did a really nice job opening up her own life around that human tendency that we all have. But Diana writes, I liked this quote a lot. The opposite of faith is not doubt, but certainty. Did you all notice that? The opposite of faith is not doubt, but certainty. I'd love to hear later, after you're done with your discussions, what do you all think of that? So often we do think of doubt as the opposite of faith. But it got me to thinking about some of the things that I've clung to. What have I clung to, needing to be certain of in ways that have held me back from a more robust and full experience of Jesus in my life? You know, what kinds of things have I been just so slow to let go of? And not just things, maybe some thought patterns, maybe really old beliefs that have gone unexamined. Certainly those sorts of things. And as I was reflecting on this, I was thinking about the last couple of years for all of us and how in going through this pandemic and times of isolation and just disruption and such, for me anyway, a dramatic shift in how I spent my time and what I was spending it on. It was very, very different. That it was a time of unraveling for me of things that I felt sort of certain about. Basic things like safety and my place in the world and our place in the world. Sustained, but as I was thinking about these last couple of years, they have been a couple of years of having enough things clear out of my life as I've lived a different rhythm. A different way of relating with people, with myself. Things have opened up so that I've been able to enter into some new things that have encouraged me to grow. Like joining the Sacred Ground class and learning about systemic racism and how that has formed, even without me knowing it, my view of the world, and learning how to open that up, make that soft. Learning so much more about the destruction of our planet and my complicity in that, and ours. And I don't mean to sound overly malign, but mine and ours. Space to take a look at these things, the things that felt certain that aren't so certain. A world where on my way to work, I notice more and more little tent villages, people who need a home. They're longing for a home. I see that more and more. My eyes have been opened. So the pandemic has helped me have time and space and a calling to see more clearly the pain in the world around me and even within me. And some of the things I was certain about, I'm not so certain about anymore. And I'm really letting that soup kind of bubble up within me. And I encourage all of us to enter this place of uncertainty as a place really of making a really good soup. This is where the watery chaos bubbles up into something new, in our lives. And I think we're at a place to really embrace that. Some of the moorings have been loosened, which can be a good thing, but sometimes unsettling. And that's the place that Diana encourages us to go in this chapter on way, that this is exactly where, if we're able to enter that space, then we can experience more of Jesus as way. And I wonder how is Jesus the way in all of this? Diana encourages her readers to embark on a journey, and she gets kind of, she reveals her negative feelings about that word, but then ends up embracing it. But she talks about an inward journey to an interior place that escapes words. A mapless journey. I love that she's inviting us to a mapless journey. I actually have mixed feelings about that. I am a map-aholic. I love maps. We have one of those giant atlases in our home. I love to just look at it. My kids used to laugh at me when we would go on family trips. I would have that atlas out and I'd be memorizing all the cities on the way and what are the states that, border where we are and where are the rivers. And I'm very curious about maps, and I just love them. And so here we are. But on a spiritual journey, the encouragement is to be mapless. And this is what she says. When you dare to leave the map behind, Jesus emerges as the road itself and the light that guides. Isn't that beautiful? When you dare to leave the map behind, Jesus emerges as the road itself and the light that guides. This is the way Jesus is the way. Not as a destination, not as we've got it all together, but this way in which Jesus becomes our light and becomes our guide as we allow this more open stance to receiving Jesus as way. So in this way is not a noun, but a verb. Jesus as the way is a verb. Following Jesus in the way of love. And Diana spends quite a bit of time in this chapter, doesn't she, talking about that way of love and that Jesus is the way of love. Not just showing us, but actually is the way of love, even as he loved his disciples and loves us and loves the world. And so this way of following Jesus as a verb, risking letting go of our maps and following Jesus to be our way. I encourage you all in your discussion. I've included some quotes that perhaps might be helpful, or you probably have lots on your own, on your minds to talk about, and just many, many blessings on you as you come together tonight. Thank you.